Welcome to WAKO Kickboxing Talks, the podcast where we bring you the most exciting and informative discussions in the world of kickboxing. My name is Elijah Everell. I'm from England. I'm a 14 times WAKO World Champion and a 7-time WAKO European Champion.
My name is Angelina. I'm a psychologist, psychotherapist and a kickboxing referee.
My name is Paulina Yardsnick. I'm a 5 times world and 3 times European champion in kickboxing.
My name is Jake Riddell. I am from Dublin in Ireland. I am a graduate of the recent Game Changer programme. Kickboxing has always been such a huge part of my life since starting it as a young boy. I'm really excited about this project and I look forward to speaking to you all. Whether you're a professional or just starting out, our show offers valuable insights and inspiration to take your skills to the next level.
Hosted by the WAKO Game Changers, we will be chatting with experts, athletes and coaches from the world of kickboxing to get their unique perspectives on everything from training tips to mental preparation.
So get ready to join the conversation and explore the exciting world of kickboxing with WAKO Kickboxing Talks.
Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Just a really quick episode here and maybe a special feature, we could even call it. I'm Jake Riddell. You might have listened to one of our episodes before, but I'm here with Mr. Danny Slevin. Some of you might know him as Brannmanndan. Danny, how are you getting on today?
Not too bad, yourself?
Yeah, it's very good, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting on really well. We're actually here at the World Championships in Albufeira in Portugal. Danny has very kindly agreed to do this impromptu interview with me here, and he's set up a very nice camera and mic, so I hope everybody can hear us really well at home. But we might just kick into it. I've been trying to nag at Danny just to kind of ask him a few questions and figure out really what it is that makes him tick and what it is that goes on behind the really famous and really popular YouTube channel that is on Brannmanndan that all of us are so grateful for and we all get to tune into. I know I spend a lot of my time watching it. So Danny, first maybe you might just tell us a little bit about kind of your background and your kickboxing or anything kind of about yourself, because some people might not be used to seeing Danny in front of the camera.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, he's normally the man behind it. So Danny, I've been talking for a while. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I started kickboxing in 2001. I was 21 years old and I was getting fat, so I needed something.
I don't believe it.
Well, I was kind of about 80 kilos, which is what I am now, but I got down to 63 kilos.
Oh, well.
To fighting weight. Really, I was out of shape at the time. And started kickboxing, trained with Roy Baker and Leeds up in Bushido.
Lovely.
Got my black belt, 5 years later. And got onto the Irish team fighting in height fighting and light contact. Never got a WAKO medal, unfortunately. Did win 3 Irish Opens.
Not yet. Not yet, guys.
No, I'm too busy now to fight anymore. Continued on for a few years, all around the world, fighting all around the world, and eventually called it quits when I started in the fire brigade. I gave up originally for the 6 months to do the training for the fire brigade, and just coming back from that was very difficult. I gave up so I didn't get injured and miss out on training. Coming back from that then, I went up to about 70 kilos and just never got back to the level you have to be to fight at World Championships. So then I decided, okay, next progression, I want to stay involved in the sport. I was still training and I still wanted to go to competitions. So I started taking photographs in Coimbra in 2007 at the World Championships. From there on, YouTube was just really starting to grow. So I said, I'll buy a camera. All the videos that were going up, some of them were sideways, some of them were stopped before the end of the fight. So I said, look, I'm going to do this at a semi-decent level.
Yeah.
Had one camcorder, and then over the last, that was 2008 was the start of the videos. 15 years later, here we are with over 30,000 videos online. And
well,
as you can see here, we've got 8 streams going of individual, 1 stream for every tatami, 1 stream for every ring.
Yeah.
And it seems to be going well. There was a few hiccups, but kind of doing it on my own with a little bit of help for one of the Italians. And it seems to be going well.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Thanks for telling us a bit about that, Danny. You said so many interesting things there. I'd love to kind of touch into them. You said you started kickboxing when you were 21.
Yeah. A late starter and developed quickly in it. It must have been in with blood or something.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
quick learner.
My granddad was a boxer, so maybe something got passed down.
Love it. That's brilliant. And for you to be able to say that you started at 21 and were able to train kind of like that intensively for not a short amount of time, but big progression over a short amount of time, be able to pick something up like that is really great and really interesting.
Like we had a great club. We had Darren Gagg and Ilias Salerno, Lane Small, just to name just a few of the clubs. So and obviously Roy was still fighting at the time as well. So we got to spar. He let me come and join the black belts in the training fairly early on. I was still a green belt or a brown belt, but he let me train with him, which brought me up huge levels. And from there, then I was able to get national titles and progress through. And then, unfortunately, I stopped fighting probably too early. I probably still had more in me.
Okay.
Kept going.
Still has more in him, guys.
So still
watch
had
out,
more
watch
in me.
out. Love it, Danny, love it. And I guess that's something for people that might be listening or watching at home, is that a lot of times when you come to World Championships, you're talking about national levels or even local levels, we are used to seeing people who have been doing kickboxing for a very long time or doing martial arts or started things when they were young, competed as a junior. But here's a man who's telling us that he started when he was 21 and was able to train intensively for that period of time and was able to make it to like a world and elite level. It's very impressive, Danny.
And then from there on, then the work got noticed by WAKO Media Committee. I was invited to join that. From there, I was invited to join the WAKO Organizing Committee, which is how I'm able to come to all these events.
Yeah.
And get to stay involved with the sport.
Of course. Yeah, no, most definitely. And I think what you were talking about there, Danny, is really interesting, that you start with just one camera.
Yeah,
just
one camera. And now
camcorder.
I have 8 cameras here and another 5 at home.
Yeah.
The ones I have here are mostly for streaming. I only brought 2 that can record. Because since the streaming now is the way it's gone, it's, everyone wants to see it as it happens.
Yeah.
And with the advancements of technology and internet, we don't need satellite fans or outside broadcast fans anymore. We can do it to a reasonably good level. And it's not perfect. There was mistakes made. Just looking around at all the cameras we have, you can't see them.
He's still looking around, right? He's still looking to make.
I'm looking to ways to make it better.
Yeah.
And we've made very shortly now. There's a big announcement that could be coming soon.
Oh, lovely.
That has to stay quiet for a while.
Yeah, well, keep the ears out, guys. Yeah. And Danny, when we're talking about big progressions and we're talking about going from one camcorder to 8 cameras and all these different things, I've actually traveled, met Danny in the airport a few times, and I'll have a backpack on and maybe a gear bag, and there's top down head guard floating around on the top of the backpack. And Danny has cases and cases and cases, cameras, tripods, all these different things.
It was definitely easier traveling as a fighter.
Yeah, I can imagine so. And here we are with our backpack, squeezing all the gear into the bag, not complaining, but oh my God, we have to fit all this in. And Danny is just there lugging all this stuff around so that everybody at home can watch all these streams.
Yeah, like again, Ilya helped me out this time. I had to check. I had my backpack, my hand luggage, 2 bags checked into the luggage, and Ilya brought another one for me.
Yeah,
so.
Ilya has them over as well. I love it. Danny, when we're talking about recording and we're talking about cameras, some of the other lads on the team that I'd be training with would say that I know nothing about technology, and they'd call me kind of stuck in the Stone Age. You mentioned that you're a firefighter and that you trained as a fireman. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people thought that you had like a background in work, or you worked in like with technology or cameras or anything like that. Did you just figure all this out as you were going? Or?
Yes, the college of YouTube.
Yeah.
Everything you need to learn, just go onto YouTube, find out.
Big ambassador for YouTube over here, guys. It's all
learn how to use Photoshop, learn how to use Final Cut Pro, the editing program I use. And even this week, I still had to go into YouTube to figure out some of the problems we were having with the network here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm no background in technology. I'm fairly logical, and I can figure things out fairly quickly. The brain side of it, like studying and all that, I'm not so good at.
Okay.
If
we all have our
logical
strengths.
and
We all have our
something
strengths.
that needs to be broken, it can be fixed. Usually I can fix it.
Yeah. That's very impressive. Yeah. It is. And I guess I don't think I'd be alone in thinking that you would have had a background in this, or you had a job that was similar to this. So I think that's really interesting as well, to just be able to think that something that, like, what a story, like that just grows from, like you said, you wanted to be involved. And I think cameras and videos and pictures and all them things as a fighter, they're great to have. And it's something that you can't do for yourself. You can't take photos of your own fight. You can't record your own fight. Yeah. So you are relying on someone else to do that.
There's very few videos on my fights. There's 1 or 2.
That's another reason to come back, Danny. Another reason. I love it. Something that I have to ask you, because I'm sure a lot of people would be really curious, is the story behind Brannmanndan and his love for foot sweeps.
Yeah, can't be a sweep. I want them to be 2 points, but and I put it in for the rules authority to see if it'll be changed. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be accepted. No, it was something I always did as a fighter. Every World and European Championships I fought in, I managed to pull at least one off.
Yeah.
It was just when you're fighting, these Europeans can kick, and I can't. So the way to stop them kicking is put them on their ass. Just take the leg out from under them, completely shatters their confidence, and when you've got to go blitz down over someone that primarily kicks, you've a huge advantage then.
Of course, yeah. Of course. So, probably a predictable question now. Your favourite technique? You had a favourite technique, Danny. What do you think it would be?
Other than sweep?
No, it can be a foot sweep. It can be a sweep if you want.
It's a sweep.
It's a sweep. I thought it would be.
A spinning sweep.
Oh, very nice.
I like the front leg sweep as well, but spinning sweep.
Guys, there's levels to the sweeps.
There's
levels
so
to the sweeps there.
And you can't be chopping the leg. We have to do it properly. There's so many videos I have up of sweeps. I still put them up even though they're illegal. but when it's done properly, I have to give a shout out to Michaela from Czech Republic. She's one of the few girls. Shannon Ryan was the queen of sweeps. Now in female, Michaela is really starting to up her game. She got 4 at the recent WAKO World Cup in Italy. And she's looking for more.
Love it. Here you are. And guys, I suppose as you're hearing names, Danny's mentioned names now. Earlier, Danny was mentioning some people that he's trained with before. Like, the beauty of all this is that you can just type it in and just look these people up and you can just see them off.
A lot of the fighters I trained with were pre-video. So there's not a lot of them.
Pre-video. Danny, you mentioned that you started taking photos, started with a camcorder. Now you've built up to all of this over so many years. Do you think maybe you could name some of the places that you've been with kickboxing?
Most recently, I'm in Portugal now. Last month, I was in... Where was the last month?
I know.
Oh, the World Combat Games in Saudi Arabia.
Well.
So that was one of the first. I've been in Canada for the Quebec Open, Italy countless times, World Championships, World Cups, Austria for the Austrian Classic. All over.
I'm really putting you on the spot here.
A lot of it, mostly in Europe, but I have been to America. The US, not the US Open, the one in Las Vegas, the Raymond Daniels ran.
Oh, well.
I can't remember the name of it. Vegas was always a dream I wanted to go there, so that was nice to actually be drawn over to it. Hopefully now, Russia as well for the Combat Games in 2013. That was good. That was one of the first big trips I went on.
Really? Okay.
The organisation of that was incredible. And now we've got China coming up in 2025 for the World Games again.
Well.
So I'm looking forward to that one. That's probably a big one.
That's very cool. Like I mentioned earlier on, we are in Albufeira in Portugal at the WAKO World Championships. Some of you may have been watching the stream at home. An excellent feature that Danny's been including in the streams over the last while is the input of the score as well, so that you're able to see the kind of mirror. I don't know the term.
Yeah,
you're able to see the screen.
Ordinarily, when I just bring cameras, we can't do that. You need a laptop for every stream, and I can't bring cameras and laptops. So Francesco Mazzoni from Italy is here. He works for Feder Combat for the Italian WAKO Italy. And he brought a lot of computers. He's also involved with the scoring system as well. He brings some computers for that. So with his help, we were able to embed the scores directly from Sport Data. As you know, Sport Data is the scoring system we use. And we take the signal from each laptop on the tatamis or at the ring, send them up to a control room up behind us where we have more computers and embed the scores, times and names of fighters.
Oh, well.
And generally, it's working there. It's a new concept, so it's still in development.
Yeah, it is a brilliant feature, and people, even people at home that have been watching our team, but other people have mentioned it to me here that it is a great feature for people to be able to use, and it just makes the whole thing so much more accessible. And like, if you've
Especially
never
in a close fight when the scores are now at home, you don't know what the scores are.
Yeah.
Now it adds tension to watching it.
Yeah, no, most definitely, and the excitement of the whole thing, you can kind of pick it up. If you've never been to a tournament like this, it's some operation. And the organising committee and people behind putting this together, there's so much happening. So to be able to capture that and be able to see some of that at home is brilliant. And
you can't capture the atmosphere down here. There's 1,700 athletes.
There's a lot of chanting, there's a lot of singing, and I love it. I'm all for it, guys. Get behind the team, get behind the athletes. And then once the fight is finished, everybody's just so friendly. It's just so brilliant.
Obviously.
Yeah, of course. Guys, that's all from us today. Danny, thanks so much for talking to us here today.
Very well.
And now, for anybody that hasn't met Danny before, if you see him at a tournament,
And you need a head guard sticker, just ask.
yeah, there you go. That's how you get them, guys. All right. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.